What's poppin', people? Welcome back to my channel or whatever. So we're back at it again with another video for y'all today, and I'm very excited to film this video. I'm going to make a couple of disclaimers before I move forward in this video, because a lot of people tend to think that, you know, when you're talking about astrological signs, this video is going to be on astrology. When people tend to get a little butthurt or whatever. So if you're gonna get butthurt about me maybe possibly slandering your sign or saying some things that, you know, may not be as flattering about your sign, I suggest you exit the video now. I'm going to do my fucking very best to keep it as neutral as possible, because obviously I've had personal interactions with each sign, and I think people tend to let that kind of determine how they feel about the overall sign. But I'm going to try to, throughout this video, really like kind of go into depth and give you guys the real tea behind each sign, to my best ability and to my best knowledge. And I'm not trying to slander your sign. So if you feel some type of way about what I say about your sign, it's either that you really haven't tapped into your sign, or, you know what I'm saying, you're just in denial. And that's fine. You know, eventually we will grow into our sign and we will accept that what is what is, and it is what it is. So with that being said, let's get right into it. I'll be referencing my phone pretty, like, not that often, but just to kind of give you guys the specific dates, because for anybody that's new to astrology, and if you're watching this video for the first time and it's kind of like you don't really know what your sign is, I want to make sure that I give you guys the specific dates that each, you know, season for each sign and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be referencing my phone for. But with that being said, let's get started. Please like this video if you want to like this video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed for more content. I just say content because I don't have specific content. I just be doing what the fuck I be feeling in the moment, like this video. So subscribe for more if you want to subscribe. But anyway, all right, let's get started. So first and foremost, all right, we're gonna start with Aries, because not only am I an Aries, you know, it just happened to work out that way, but Aries is actually, in all seriousness, Aries is actually the leader of the zodiac. So it is the first, for the zodiac year, the Aries is where the zodiac year starts. So right now I'm filming this video and it's Capricorn season. It is January 11th, so it is Capricorn season. We love my Capricorns. My dad is a Capricorn. Y'all are, you know, we'll get to y'all, but yeah, the first sign we're gonna get into is Aries. And Aries, the sign is, like, the little symbol is a ram. If you guys know, the ram really does go hand in hand with Aries people, I will say that. With this sign, oh, let me give you all the dates. So for Aries, the dates are March 21st through April 20th. April 20th is the last day, and after that is another season that we'll get to. But all right, so Aries people, I would say the first off of the bat, like, one of the first things that come to mind is definitely ambitious, independent, and very hardworking. They have a big heart and very hard-headed. Also very hard-headed, so they're kind of like set in their ways in many things in life. They don't really seek or need validation from anybody else. They're literally like just natural leaders. A lot of Aries people just kind of do as they please, and they're not really looking for approval anywhere. Another thing that I would say about Aries people is that they're very impulsive, which could be positive and could be negative in many ways, just because, you know, impulsive decisions have very different effects, and that's something that Aries people really can't shake off. Personally, I tend to be very impulsive, and that's something that I'm constantly working with, but it's definitely an Aries trait. And then as far as like how we express ourselves, we are very assertive, very upfront. You're never going to have any type of like bullshit when it comes to us. Like, we are as real as it gets. yeah, for the most part, every single Aries I've come across is just like kind of in their own lane. Aries is a sign that's not really pressed about other people. They're kind of just pressed about themselves and like, you know, constantly trying to outperform themselves and improve in different ways. Sometimes Aries can come off extremely aggressive. It's in like our nature. We come off extremely aggressive from the jump, and we're like a lot. Like our personality is not for everybody. We are very like out there. You know what I mean, for the most part. And obviously this is speaking for sun signs. If you're really into astrology, you would know that there's different signs that influence you, and we have birth charts and all that. So we're not getting to birth charts, we're not getting that deep today, but this is just for sun signs. But they can also apply to your ascendant and to your moon if you're wondering, because these traits, oh excuse me, these traits can kind of apply everywhere. All right, so enough about Aries. That's a little bit about Aries. Shout out to my Aries people. The next sign that comes after Aries is Taurus. And Taurus people, let me tell y'all about Taurus people. So that the dates for Taurus people is April 21st through May 20th. Taurus people, from my experience personally and just off of what I've seen, they're very kind-hearted people. I feel they're an earth sign, so earth signs are very grounded. They tend to be very like, you know, grounded in their own like being, and they're not really, also really not pressed about what others think, but they tend to be very hard-headed in their ways. Like if you think Aries people are hard-headed, Taurus people, their sign, like their actual like sign is a bull. Like a bull, that's their symbol. Ours is a ram, but like Aries people is a ram, but like Taurus people is a bull. And when I tell you, they really live up to that. But they're really loyal, like very loyal people. People that keep it 100 and they give it to you up front. You know, Taurus is not a sign to fuck around with. Like they mean business, and that's all I will say about that sign. But I've definitely, I definitely thought that I was very hard-headed until I met Taurus people. And then that really just taught me that we're not hard-headed compared to Taurus people. But yeah, so that's all I really have to say about Taurus sign. But y'all, they're really loyal, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'll leave that at that. The next sign after is, oh my goodness, this sign gets so much fucking slander. Like, the slander is real to this sign, and I feel very bad. And my moon sign is in this sign, so that's why, like, and my mother is this sign. And this sign would be Gemini, if you haven't guessed yet. The dates for Gemini is May 21st through June 21st. And if you guys didn't know, Biggie and Tupac Shakur, it's just a fun fact, both of them are Aries, what the fuck? Biggie and Tupac Shakur are both Geminis. Biggie is actually the first day of Gemini, he's May 21st, and Tupac's June 17th. My mother is June 11th. I personally, because a lot of people love to slander this sign, but the world would be fucking boring, and y'all can quote me on this, the world would be fucking boring without Geminis, okay? Gemini people are, if not the most creative people we have on this planet, okay? They are dealing with two different personalities, whether you want to accept it or not. Their sign is a twins, and like that's like their actual sign. Again, I'm gonna be putting that in here. But they literally are dealing with two different personalities internally. And I know that sounds insane, and you can accept it or you can't, do what you want to do with your life, but that's just the tea, that's the facts. They are dealing with two different personalities, and they're very intense people. So they're not for everybody, but at the same time, I value Geminis and I respect y'all because you guys are yourselves regardless of whatever the fuck anybody says. Y'all say it how it is. Y'all speak your heart, and I respect that 100% because that is, you know what I'm saying, in fact, how I live my life too. So, and again, Gemini, I have Gemini as my moon, so I understand how complex it is and to have Gemini in you, and but at the same time, this world would be fucking boring without Geminis. Like, the biggest artists that you fuck with are Geminis, like, literally. Like, Kanye West is a Gemini. I'm pretty sure there's so many people that are famous that are Geminis. And I don't know, I just feel like Geminis are iconic, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. And yeah. So that's all I will say about Geminis. Yes, they can be crazy, they can be intense, they can have really crazy mood swings, you know what I'm saying. This sign is basically unpredictable, but that's what's fun about them. And yeah, I feel like the world needs to appreciate Geminis more, because this world would be fucking boring without Geminis. So yeah. So the next sign, this is one of my favorite signs, I would say, like a top five. This is Cancer. This is a water sign, and they tend to be very, very emotional. So their time, their dates are June 22nd through July 22nd. And Cancer people are very, very much just invested emotionally in everything they do. They're very sensitive to energy. They are people that are just have the biggest fucking hearts. Like, they wear their hearts on their sleeves. Like, they don't care, you know what I mean, to express how they feel. They're not to be fucked with. So I mean, they're amazing people. And Little Kim is a Cancer, so you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of people that are iconic that are Cancers. Cancer people are very, I would say, multidimensional. I have Cancer people in my life that I really, really appreciate. I feel like Cancers are just those type of people that are so solid and so grounded in who they are. They love like unlimited. Like, they really have the biggest hearts in the world. And if you're a Cancer, you know, shout out to you, because you have a very big heart. The world can be really harsh to you at times, but do not change your heart in the way you are, because the world needs more of that. And that's all I will say about Cancer. But Cancers are dope. Y'all are a little bit emotional, too emotional for me at times, because I'm emotional but not that emotional. So it's a little intense, but you guys are appreciated, and I love me some Cancers. The sign after Cancers is Leo, a fellow fire sign. Another fire sign. All the fire signs are Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Those are the three fire signs. And Leo is from July 23rd through August 23rd. So Leos are just, and then also I meant to say this early, but you can also be a cusp. So there's people that are, for example, they're like August 23rd, that's damn near a Virgo. So you're like in between two different signs. That also impacts, if you're wondering, that also impacts the way you are, because you have a little bit of both. You have influence of both signs. But that's another separate video. But anyway, so yeah, Leos. Let's get into the Leos, all right? Leos can be a little too much. They are very confident by nature. Their sign is a fucking lion, okay? So Leos be feeling themselves, all right? They're very known for being confident and just, which is dope, because they're confident from the jump, and they kind of have that ability to just kind of just, you know, be about it, like without really having to flex on anybody. They kind of have that innate confidence. Very kind people, very fun people. You're never gonna be bored with the Leo. Leos are always, you know what I'm saying, talking. They're very outgoing for the most part. Leos pretty much are usually the life of the party. Very you know, live, and you know, I would say also direct, very direct, very loyal. Okay, Leos are so fucking loyal. If you looking into a sign that is loyal, get you a Leo. Okay, Leos are very, very loyal. You know, they tend to be known for being cocky or whatever, but in reality, I don't believe that they're cocky. I feel like they're just genuinely confident in themselves. That's just like what comes with that sign in general. So yeah, I love me some Leos, obviously, because they fire signs too. I love me Sagittarius, but we'll get to Sagittarius, we're not there yet. But yeah, that's Leo. To get into the next sign, this sign, let me tell you. Okay, this is Virgo. So Virgo is the signs of Virgo is August 24th through September 23rd. Okay, Virgos, let me take a deep breath, because this sign stresses me the fuck out, because they are the complete opposite of me as a person. Virgos, one thing I will say about Virgos that I, you know what I'm saying, respect 100%. They are so detail oriented, so organized. Like their life revolves on organization and just, you know what I'm saying, having order in their life. Like if a Virgo does not have order or some type of like actual obtainable control in their life, they stressed, because that's like part of being a Virgo. Like you're very, you know, tapped into everything being in order and everything being organized, and when one thing goes left, you guys get stressed the fuck out, because you're so used to having the control. Like you want to have the control over your life, and you do not like shit, like little surprises here and there. You guys like to have control over everything and know everything. And like if you're planning something, you need to know all the fucking details. You need to know the time, the day, before the day even arrives. Like you guys are extremely detail oriented. Definitely do not go with the flow. You guys are more of like, what's the flow? Like I need to actually write the flow down, because I can't just flow with this shit. I need to have some type of control. It stresses them out if they don't have control. But they may come off extremely judgmental, but in reality they just like overanalyze themselves, people, everything. Like they're constantly in their head. If there's one thing I can say about this sign, is that they are constantly in their head. They need a lot of like I know it sounds negative, I'm not trying to say it in a negative way, but like they require a lot of you know, outer validation. They like, and it's just like, even like on the smallest things, like does this fit look cute, or are these shoes okay? Like they need somebody to be there to be like, yeah, that's fine, like, or they feel off, you know what I mean? So but Virgos are very detail oriented, and again, that's not a bad thing that's not a bad trait at all. That means that they have order, and like, you know what I'm saying, they tend to, for me though, like again, that's personal, but for me, I'm just like, I'm very, again, impulsive, and I just kind of go with the flow. So that doesn't really apply to, like, I'm not detail oriented at all. Like I just kind of wing shit. So yeah, but you know what I'm saying, we appreciate the Virgos, the Virgo community, you know what I'm saying. We do Beyonce's a Virgo, so shout out to that. We see how great she is. So there's that. The next sign is one of my personal favorites, again, in my top 5, Libras. Okay, I love Libras. I really feel like this sign is very controversial for many different things, but I would say that the biggest thing that a Libra, when just talking about Libras period, that comes to mind is the level of charm. I have never came across any, you know, sign that just has, like, they're just naturally charming. Like it's something about them that they just have that. They're charming as people, and they're a vibe. Like you really can't they're very out there, very popular people usually. Libras are known, you know what I mean? They're very competitive, very assertive. They're just charming, like just easygoing people. From my experience, you know, there's other negative traits about Libras, so we're not gonna get into that because I genuinely respect Libras, and I feel like, you know, I mean, their sign is literally balanced. So I don't know, I feel like Libras are just very dope people. I haven't met many Libras that are not cool, honestly, that are a vibe. They may come off obnoxious to other people that are not as outgoing or outspoken, but if you're outspoken, you'll most likely vibe with Libra, because they're a pretty good, Cardi B's a Libra, okay? Like, they're a pretty good level of outspoken and introverted, but they're kind of more, I would say, more extroverted, but you know, a good balance. That's what I will say about Libras. But Libras are dope. I fuck with them. The sign after this is a very interesting sign. Okay, the sign after Libras is Scorpio. My Scorpio people. Scorpios are from October 24th to November 22nd. Okay, so Scorpios, if someone were to tell me, you know, or ask me, describe Scorpios in one word, I would definitely say, wait for it, sneaky and secretive. Okay, Scorpio people, do not try to figure out Scorpio people. You are wasting your fucking time. I'm gonna tell you right now, you are wasting your time. Scorpios are the most secretive sign out of all the whole astrology signs. Like, they are the most secretive sign. You will never figure out a Scorpio. You will never know what's going on in a Scorpio's mind. You will most likely never know how a Scorpio truly feels about you unless they express that shit. But most of the time, Scorpios keep to themselves. They do not express a lot, but they are one of the three water signs, aka Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So those three water signs are extremely emotional. Every single sign, all three of them. I would say out of the three, Pisces is the most emotional, but we will get there. We're not there yet. But Scorpios for sure, super secretive, and if something's going on with them mentally, they will not express that shit. They will not until they feel like they have to, and if they have to bring it up, they will. But other than that, they will keep to themselves. They don't tell people shit about shit. They don't really express much, but they are very caring people. So if you have a Scorpio in your life that genuinely gives a fuck about you, or is even, like, you know, invested in you, appreciate that shit, because Scorpios they do not express themselves like that. So, but they have so many emotions, like, it's ridiculous. They are one of the most emotional signs. So that's a very interesting sign. After Scorpio comes Sagittarius, my favorite. This is literally my favorite fucking sign, like, literally. And I love being an Aries too. I love my sign, but Sagittarius, that's like my number one on my top 5, like, hands down. Like, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Sagittarius people are free-spirited as fuck. Sagittarius people do not give a fuck what anybody gotta say about them, about their decisions, about what the fuck they doing. Sagittarius people move from their heart. They don't care, and they keep it 100. They're funny as fuck by nature, like, so funny. Like, they're just naturally funny, and they're also, like, very easygoing. They keep to themselves. They move. They stay in their own lane. You will never really see a Sagittarius, like, tapped in, trying to be in the mix. Like, no. Like, they're very to themselves, but they're very fun people, very outgoing people, very genuine people. Like, Sagittarius are just it. but I'm just biased, so yeah, that's Sagittarius. And after Sag is Capricorn. So Capricorn is the season that we're in currently. I love Capricorns, like I mentioned earlier. My dad is a Capricorn. My dad has taught me a lot about you know, Capricorns and how they are and their traits. And I just have to say one thing about this sign is you're gonna get it raw, you're gonna get it real. And if you're not ready for that, do not kick it with a Capricorn. Do not interact with a Capricorn if you're not ready for the truth, because they will give it to you that real and that raw, and they don't give a fuck. They will tell you then. But however, they're very quiet. So like Capricorn will only speak when Capricorns speak when they need to speak. They're not over here tapped in talking to everybody constantly 24/7. And it's one of the most successful signs. If you see the amount of people that are successful, a lot of people that are successful are Capricorns, and that's because they're naturally ambitious. If you're a Capricorn, you have a lot of ambition, you have a lot of money goals, with money, you don't fuck around with money. When it comes to money, you're very you know, tedious with that, and very responsible from the jump. You're solid, very loyal. I really like Capricorn people. They may come off a little cold to some people just because they don't really show emotion unless they genuinely fuck with you. But for the most part, Capricorns are dope. After Capricorn is Aquarius. My experience with Aquarius I've really just learned that Aquarius people march to their own beat. They don't give a fuck. They're not here to really do what anybody else is doing. And that's why I actually love this sign. I think this sign is dope because they don't give a fuck. Like they move at their own pace. They do them. Like they're not worried about you calling them weird. Like they don't give a fuck. They already know they weird. They don't give a fuck. They like that shit, you know? Like they are genuinely themselves. Like they do not care, and they march to their own beat. They're very kind people, very smart, intelligent people. A lot of Aquarius people are into like science, a lot of science fields. You'll find a lot of Aquarius people, but they're very cool people, and I like people that do their own thing, and I feel like that's how Aquarius people are. So yeah, I fuck with Aquarius. Lastly, this is, I'm not gonna lie because I can't sit here and bullshit, but this is my least favorite sign. Like if I can pick out of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 out of the 12 signs, if I could pick one that I don't fuck with, like that I'm just like, no, it's Pisces. Pisces is probably, man, and I'm probably gonna get so much, you know, shit for saying what I'm gonna say about Pisces, but man, Pisces are the most emotional fucking sign. They are the most emotional sign, and by that I mean they are easily triggered. Anything you say can hurt their feelings. Anything that you state can rub them the wrong way. It can hurt their feelings. They're very sensitive people. They constantly feel attacked. They care a lot though. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to bash them. Like they care a lot. They have a really big heart. You know what I mean? They're very emotionally invested. YG's a Pisces, okay? So I'm not hating. Like I love me some Pisces, but it's my least favorite sign because of how butthurt they get off of everything. And like if you know anything about Aries people, you know that that annoys them. Like people that get easily triggered and that everything makes them butthurt, like period. So that's me personally, but Pisces people are cool, you know what I mean? God bless. I think Pisces people are super intuitive. They're very intuitive, very deep people. They're not people to really play with. I would say like Pisces people are really emotionally invested. So if you're not genuine with the Pisces, don't fuck with them, because you really can't be out here fucking with their feelings. Like those people are very pure and very centered with their emotions. And yeah, you know, that's all I will say on that sign. But it's the most emotional sign out of the whole zodiac. And out of the water signs, out of the 3 water signs, Pisces is emotional, excuse me, I have hiccups. The first emotional one, the second emotional one is Cancer, and the third one is Scorpio. Because like I said, Scorpio is very secretive. You will never know how they feeling about you, period. So yeah, I'm gonna just end the video here. I hope I didn't slander your sign too much. Let me know down below in the comments what your sign is. You know what I mean? Who you fuck with, who you don't, why you don't like these signs. Astrology, remember, I also wanted to do, I should have done this disclaimer earlier, but astrology, I want to remind y'all, is not a science. This shit is a language, just like Spanish, just like English. So if you don't understand it, do not be upset. Do not slander astrology if you don't know about it, because you look goofy, and 9 times out of 10 you're just upset about your sign or something you don't like about your sign. But tap in, you know what I mean? Tap in with astrology, do your little birth chart, figure out what's going on with you internally, and you'll see how much or how accurate it is. It's basically how the stars were aligned when you were born. I will leave the a link down below with where you can do your birth chart. You need your birthday and the birth time and birthplace and all that, and you can figure that out. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're watching up until this moment, I appreciate you. Subscribe, like this video, you know what I'm saying, only if you want to, and I will see y'all in my next video.